We're gonna miss the rain.
Dude, we're already soaked. It doesn't matter.
Well, my coccydynia is really heating up. But it's heating up out here in these hot streets.
Doesn't have enough condiments for all that meat.
Another person says that to me today.
I'm no amateur.
Killing it out there, you know. I can't believe, like, you know, we're doing like
Nice and slow down. Way down. There you go. Flexible ankles.
Those are really impressive squats. I'm a string cheese girl myself.
Stay cursed forever.
How do you feel, girlfriend? Amazing.
So, as you may know, this crew has shared many a mile together and many a pancake, and well, as things naturally evolved, it only made sense that we would finally do a trip together. All of us in this crew have had multiple heavy distance bike trips under our belts at this point, but to do it together as a crew, well, that was unprecedented. Both myself and Vong Asphalt had poured our souls into this twin bagger project throughout the last 6 months, and homecoming in Milwaukee was to be the official unveiling. For this being the first cursed trip, and given the amount of things that typically go wrong with this crew, Milwaukee seemed to be a reasonable destination. True to the cursed brand, both myself and Vong Asphalt's bikes would not be officially done until literal days before leaving on this trip. I gotta say, this is by far the least prepared I've ever felt for a bike trip, and for me, Milwaukee was just the warm-up, as I'd be going coast to coast on this trip. But with some final last-minute adjustments, and a special delivery from the Mad Squirrel Mail, somehow, someway, both of these bikes would be ready for the maiden voyage. The trip would start out like many throughout the last 10 years, but at the same time, perhaps the most different on its face. Typically, it's me on my packed out Dyna and my dad on a packed out Ultra Classic, but somehow in the year of 2025, I find myself on a Road Glide armed to the teeth, and my dad on a Pan America Special. The mist shrouded over the mountains as we made our way to the first of a series of meetups. Like us, Rob was the type of guy that routinely would ride early and ride often, so a 7 a.m. meetup at a random gas station would be no big deal. The rest of the crew, well, that's another story.
Oh man, we're late. Get up!
As always, they would face their own set of calamities trying to get out of the city, so we figured it'd be a good time to get a good meal in us at this random spot in Binghamton. There's always something profound about that first loadout, that first gas station, that first meal, especially on a trip that is going to take you well into 10,000 plus miles. There's a lot of people that talk the talk when it comes down to these big trips, but when it comes time to make that first meetup, they're nowhere to be found. As always, actions will always speak louder than words, And the act of actually following through with the epic plans that you make stands to be one of the truest tests of character. And on that note, brings us to why we function so well as a crew. If we say we're going to meet up, as late as it might be sometimes, it does actually happen, as is shown here at yet another gas station. At the end of the day, I want people around me who are reliable and who will push me to be a better person and rider. None of us are trying to stick our chests out and put on some tough guy act. We're just out here for the miles, man. On that, we would distribute some of these cursed decals that Rob's wife Kate had made us, as well as some of the first batch of cursed stickers, throw the kickstands up, and journey into the unknown.
Well, Cursed South crew has now just linked up with the Cursed North crew,
AKA the A-team.
aka the A team.
AKA the up early team.
Yeah, the up early team.
I'm better than you because I'm up early team.
Yeah, who else called me? Spam risk. I don't know you. So we are getting geared up right now to continue on the major leg of this first day on our way out to Harley Homecoming. And weather is actually probably as best as you could really ask for. We're going to miss the rain and probably not get beat up by the sun too much.
Cutscene, we're at top.
Yeah. We got rain gear just in case, but better to have and not need than to need and not have.
We're gonna miss the rain.
Yeah. So,
All right.
So we didn't miss the rain.
It's been
The day has been excellent. We're so happy to be here. How do you feel, girlfriend?
Matches the bike.
Yeah, that was the goal. But I did them myself. I didn't do the best job in the world, but hey, we're here.
Throughout the last 10 years, I've always kept things pretty simple when it came down to my bike trips, never rolling with more than 3 other people. Where rolling with a crew does add more variables, there is something to be said about ripping far from home surrounded by true road dogs. Rob would be on his 2024 Road Glide, which was actually a birthday gift from his wife. I got him that Saddleman Road Sofa as a late birthday gift as well, which I'm sure in this moment he was probably appreciating. Dylan would be on that 2022 Lowrider S, because sometimes the simple formula of a Memphis Shades Road Warrior along with some other tasteful upgrades such as that Moon's MC headlight is all you need. Susie was living a truly stoic existence. No comm unit, no music, just alone, by herself, with nothing but her thoughts.
Alone, by myself, with nothing but my thoughts.
Adam would be on that white street glide from 1937. I'm used to seeing this thing thrown around the streets of New York City, and I almost forgot that it was designed for the very purpose he was putting it through right now. Joy, as always, would be the unofficial spokesperson for this crew, assessing the integrity of the many beverages offered at each gas station. Von Gasfalt would be ripping on his street glide. His vision for this bike truly produced something that stood apart from anything else within the category. And for me, I was just relishing in the fact that this bike felt like it was truly on rails similar to my FXR, while packing so much power with that 135 that sitting on fast highway speeds wouldn't even make this bike break a sweat. Finally, the road captain would be on his tried and true Pan America Special. He truly deserves a trophy for volunteering to lead this group of psychopaths.
We've only lost a little bit of gear. Von Gasfalt won the first curse of the ride. Bag exploded open. Lost a hoodie, some gloves, some gaiters. Overall, we're doing all right. I mean, come on. Look at this fleet.
Cheers to monster number 2.
Oh.
Cheers to monster number 2.
Why the choice of the white monster today?
Oh, it was on sale. The reefer, which we love. Everything is great. Suspension is great. But, you know, this long on the bike, you're going to have some toxic issues.
What's the key to solving the issues?
Apparently, roadside calisthenics. Oh, the layer update. Acacia strain is no longer with us. It's too hot. So we're long sleeving it. I might leave the vest on. We'll see. But it's heating up out here in these hot streets. Cheers.
We're doing it. We're loving it. And we can't wait for day 2.
We got first day on the road. We got a great crew. We got 6 bikes with us. Two of them with 2-ups and killing it.
And now a word from Von Gasfalt. Von Gasfalt. Von Gasfalt.
Hey, I know that guy.
Look at that thing.
Imagine if that was a pretzel though.
Put it in my cup holder.
It's in a duvet, if you will.
Look at that thing. It's like it's...
Jeez, how many more items can we have? Who needs a popsicle?
And then Adam wasted no time to shotgun a white monster in a parking lot.
It's good stuff.
With Laidlaw watching over us as always, we would clear the Ohio border in no time and stop for the first time at this random lot in Cleveland. I'm glad that we did stop here, because it was a really profound moment to just look at both of these bikes standing side by side, actively doing the thing that they were designed to do. I have the quote from the New York City hardcore band Marauder painted on my dash, because out of all my builds, this was by far the most painful to get done and completed within the time frame. But with just this one day alone, all of the headaches and pain that it took to get it together was beyond worth it. Rolling with the Cursed crew, well hell, it's really never a dull moment, whether it's a 23-degree ride ripping through the city, or just randomly chilling in some abandoned lot outside of Cleveland. I was glad to have found my people. But as is typical with this crew, just when things seemed to hit a high point, the darkest of clouds would loom in the distance. So my crew will tell you, it's pretty rare that I get emotional about anything, if you could tell by my monotone voice within these voiceovers. But dude, being absolutely soaked to the bone and cold, I was f***ing pissed. One of my biggest pet peeves on the road is not proactively and preemptively using rain gear. So obviously if left to my own devices, I would have handled this situation a lot different. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know it's bad when Vong Asphalt, the darkest and most mysterious member of the crew, is trying to calm me down, telling me to adhere to PMA. But here you are. You're completely drenched in a random Ohio rest stop. They're blasting the AC, and you're shivering. It's gonna be a minute before that storm passes, so you might as well get dinner here. It's funny in retrospect that somehow the most gnarly moments on the road are the ones that you look back on with the most fondness. The various Amish and Mennonites that passed through would observe this crew of misfits and outcasts, dripping water everywhere, eating chicken sandwiches from Burger King, in one of the lowest states of misery. By the time we wrapped up eating, miraculously the sun would once again make an overdue appearance. A lot of times on these trips, it's not the iconic destinations that become the central memories, but the moments in the forgettable locations, just like this rest stop. The sun was hitting in a way that was turning everything into gold, and it was making the paint on my Road Glide pop like nothing else. Still soaked, we threw the kickstands back up and headed further west. So once again, the combination of riding side by side with my brother Von Gasfalt, living out a vision that we've had in the works for a long time, while actively being surrounded by my crew, well hell, it just doesn't get much better than that. Somehow, after the hardest moments on the road, do you get presented with the most glorious sunsets, and this evening was no exception to that rule. By the time we lost light, we had found a random hotel to crash at. We had unloaded the bikes, put the hair dryers in our rooms in overdrive to begin drying out all of our drenched gear, and hell, I've had some epic first days on many a bike trip, but this one maybe takes the cake. So yeah, we're only just getting started, so stay tuned for episode 2, where we continue to pursue a cursed path further west. As always, if you enjoyed this one, take a moment to both like and subscribe, as it does help us on the path forward. For those who make miles not excuses, outrideyourdemons.com, forevercurse.com, because luck is a lie, and patreon.com/FXDLS for those deeper cuts. Now on that, the Curse Crew is out.
Goodbye.